This is Let's Do Lunch, and my guest today is Charity Morgan, and she is the host of Unbelievably Vegan, which is going to be on HBO. Welcome, Charity. Hi.
Hi, thank you, Robin, so much for having me. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So I saw the first episode and fell in love. It is so, so fun. First, I want to sort of unpack your personal journey towards becoming a vegan. Tell me that story.
It's funny because often people think, oh, you got your husband to go vegan. I'm like, nope, it was the other way around. So my journey to eating and being vegan was to support my husband during a time where he was decided after lots of research that he wanted to eat an anti-inflammatory diet, which cut out meat, it cut out dairy, and he was down this road of having to heal my body from within so that I will get less injuries when I'm on the football field. And that was great. And I watched him and he struggled because he was doing a meal plan and it was not good. It was not good. It looked so dry. It looked so flavorless. And he struggled. And then he did that for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then finally, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is sad watching him eat like this. And here I am a chef. However, even being a chef, I had no, I had no clue on how to just convert to being plant-based like that. I didn't know how to do that because we have our ways and we were so trained in a specific way on how to achieve things. And it just clicked for me one day, and I started sending him plant-based meals as he's at the facility and he was training. And I slowly kind of to be like, I'll eat this too. Why wouldn't I eat this? And
Or
me
else you
saying,
would starve, right?
I mean, I could have totally did this thing where I did do it for like the first couple of weeks. I'm going to be honest. I did this thing where I would make him a meal and then me and the kids something different. That's how I did start.
So
That
you
didn't last.
snuck in the meat on the side.
There was no sneaking. It was, hey, this is how you're eating. This is how we're eating. Got it? All right, cool. But then I was like, well, if it's good for an NFL player, why wouldn't it be good for me?
And the kids are also vegan as well, the whole family.
So the whole family has been vegan since 2017. My son started middle school, and this is when I let him make his own choices because he's now 12. And I know what it stemmed up from. It stemmed from him looking and feeling like he's too different. So he started to adapt a vegetarian lifestyle or eating, not lifestyle, when he's at school. When he's at home, he eats vegan. When we travel, he eats vegan. Everything is vegan, vegan, vegan. But when he's at school, he'll eat the cheese pizza. He's like, Mom, I just want to try the cheese pizza. I'm like, fine. I wasn't vegan at 12, so make your own decisions. And what I didn't want to do is force him to do something that he was going to do anyways and make him rebel. I want him to come into it because he has a reason. He has to have his why, and he hasn't had that quite yet. So I leave him be. And so I know that I've already planted the seeds and I have the groundwork, and he'll come back around. I know how this is. He just cares too much about what other people think right now.
Well, what's interesting, Charity, is the word unbelievable really fits this show because your meat hacks are truly unbelievable. And you even fooled this guy behind me, who was like so meat-centric. So talk about how you sort of found those.
I honestly, it's my secret is not, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. It's like I took what he already was doing. I took his spices, his techniques, and all I did is, those that 3R system is that small little thing of the replace. I'm just replacing something for what he's already doing. So in the special, you see that he loves smoking. He loves smoking chicken wings and a whole entire pork loins and steaks and burgers, and he loves to smoke. So my thing wasn't, hey, let's take everything away from this man. Let's continue to allow him to smoke. Let's just change something. Let's put something else on that smoker that doesn't come from an animal.
Yeah. So talk more about the three R's. How did you sort of come up with that? It's so catchy.
I came up with that. It was an epiphany that I came up with when I kind of had that aha moment when I started cooking plant-based foods, and just sharing it with the world, and all of these guys that wanted to eat a vegan meal, they literally wanted me to recreate their favorites. Often I would tell the guys, hey, if you have an idea and you want to try something, throw it my way and I'll recreate it for you. And lo and behold, it's not a lot of what you're replacing. And a lot of guys, and I don't care, NFL players or whoever it may be, it's not that people want something foreign. I'm never getting a, hey, have you ever thought of making a truffle tartine, a quiche? It's never these things. It's what their mom made. It's what their grandmother made. It's things that hold near and dear to their hearts, and they want it. And a lasagna or anything it may be. And so it showed me that it was only like 1 to 2 things that I'm replacing, even a lasagna. Okay, outside of the meat and cheese, everything else is vegan, right? And so it was taking those small little things and finding what I'm going to replace. So that's where the R came from. And then the replicate kind of speaks for itself, replicating it and then revealing it.
So on your journey throughout this show, who was the most difficult for you to really convince, hey, this is a good thing?
It was JD. JD, like a lot of chefs and a lot of people, it's just a people thing. It's not a chef thing. This is my way of eating. This is my recipes. This is my kitchen. And I had to fight against all of that. And it was difficult, but anything is possible.
Yeah, and you convinced him and his whole staff that it was going to taste great in the end.
Yeah, in the end, it's not about convincing them that it's going to taste great. It wasn't that. It's a show up, here's a meal, try it, and let the meal speak for itself.
What I wasn't aware of was how vegan Nashville is, which is shocking to me.
It's the South. It's the South. It's a beautiful city. It's great for a lot of things, and I couldn't imagine anywhere else to raise my kids right now in this day and space. And moving here from California, I love raising my kids here. It's so beautiful. But innovation as far as certain things like food, it's a place where Southerners don't like their change. They do not like change. They're like, this is the way we do it in the South. This is it. This is it. This is it. Don't change it. It's not broken. Leave it alone. But as we continue to evolve and as more people come here from from other places like me, California, and New Yorkers, people come with their ideas and they come with their innovations, and it's slowly starting to change.
Yeah, I think you found the one place that has vegan products in Nashville.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you decide what restaurants you're going to rescue, so to speak?
It's it's done through myself and the production company of what is really going to work, what needs help, what is going to it can't be an easy place. I can't just walk into a wraps and salad place and be like, you guys need a vegan option, and they're just like, okay, sure. No, we need to go to the place that doesn't have anything and it's interesting, it has something special about it, they're offering amazing food, but it's missing something. That's how that goes.
Mm. Now, do you often go to people's homes and do parties and cook for their friends? She's smiling, so I think the answer is yes.
Yes, it's so funny because I've been known to just go into someone's kitchen. I'm like, what? Like, there's nothing here for me. And so I actually gone to a friend's house and I realized they had crap pans, they had crap knives, and I'm in their kitchen and I'm cooking and I'm making something from them, but by just staples of what they have in their pantry. And then later on, gift them for Christmas a knife set. Like it just one or two really good knives. I always tell people, stop trying to buy that big butcher block that nobody uses all those knives. You probably only use one or two. Just get one good knife. And that's what I would do. Like, hey, when I was in your kitchen, I struggled. This is what you need.
What kind of advice would you give someone who wants to become vegan, who can't really cook to save their lives? Do you have a recipe book that you offer?
I have a cookbook called Unbelievably Vegan,
Of
the
course.
same name of the show, that is very well thought out. It is a labor of love. I try to cover every kind of thing that you can think about: sweet and salty, fermented, pickled, spicy, whatever you can think of, from easy to medium to intermediate. And if you can't cook, I always tell people, start with the very simple recipes. I have recipes that are in there that makes every single thing that you can think of in a blender. That's it. No pots, no pans, just everything in a blender.
What is that?
My
Ooh.
nachos are like to die for. It's actually another, like, one of the most requested things. My kids' friends who aren't vegan request them every time they come to my house. And it's done in a speed blender, and just putting some nachos. And then I also give variations in the book where you can do it with like breakfast potatoes, or do some tater tots, and we call them patachos, where you're putting them over, some tater tots and putting all the fixings on top of it. And it is spectacular.
This is maybe sort of an odd question, but have you ever thought of doing a food line? Like,
Oh, yes. Yes.
of course.
I am known for my sauces because I think that everything is great. Eating vegan is good, and outside of your spices and sauces, it's nothing. Like tofu is nothing without my sauces. Tofu is nothing without my spices, and so I would love to put something out in the product space. Definitely.
I would be there in a heartbeat. Yeah. What about baked goods? How are you in that category? Vegan baked goods.
Oh, it is it's something that I love to do. Like buying bananas and my kids not eating them fast enough is always a banana nut bread or something baked in my house, or some kind of cake. Lately, I have been on a cheesecake mission, and it's so funny because I've been telling everybody about these cheesecakes I've been inventing. Someone asked me, they wrote me a message and asked me, hey, I have a cheesecake recipe, several of them in my cookbook, and one of the most of them, but there's one that doesn't have nuts. Most of them have nuts in it. And so she was like, hey, is there a recipe that I could use that doesn't have nuts? And so I wanted to go back and play with that and make it a different version of what I already have. And I have been playing with cheesecakes all week. I made two so far. I made a peanut butter and jelly cheesecake, which, if you're a peanut butter lover, you're like, a tear will come to your eyes, because my husband is a peanut butter fanatic, and he was just like, literally like, leave me alone, don't talk to me, I'm gonna sit in the corner and eat this. And and then I have twin nephews who are adults, and they're like, I would love a caramel apple cheesecake, and I made a caramel apple cheesecake, which ended up being my favorite. So yes, baked goods are happening in this home.
Wonderful. So since you became vegan, what would you say are the biggest changes that you've noticed in your lifestyle and your husband's?
The biggest for me was losing, I say inflammation. People say pounds. I say inflammation. So often people are, when they go plant-based, they were like, I lost so much weight. And I'm like, you're not losing weight, you're losing inflammation. Often we are so inflamed by the things that we're eating every day. I mean, every organ in your body is inflamed. And when I went plant-based, I'm like, jeans were smaller and the puffiness went away. And that is due to inflammation.
Interesting. Wow, I never knew that. Yeah, because so many people, they want to be healthy, but they don't want to lose flavor and taste.
Yes, yes. They don't want to, they want the results, but they don't want to let go of the habits.
Yeah. But you've got spices. Spices are vegan, so that probably saves you to no end, right?
I always tell people you love your chicken, but fried chicken isn't good unless you season it with plants. It's like you need the plants to season it. So don't say I hate eating vegan and I hate plants and I hate this and I don't like this. Where would we be in this world if we didn't have all these beautiful cultures? Because Americans, let's be honest, American food is no such thing. We have adapted so many different cultures that brought us what we call here today the food that we eat. But it's those beautiful spices and different aromatics of what we brought to that other cultures have brought to the table to create these beautiful dishes. I'm just like, I mean, where would we be without Mexican food? Like, seriously, one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Those, and like you said, those nachos, I want to try them.
You have to. They are so good and so fun to make.
So, Charity, what do you hope viewers come away with after seeing Unbelievably Vegan?
That they aren't limited. You often think of the sacrifices and everything that you have to give up when you want to embark on a plant-based journey. I want them to understand that it's not limited. It's not I have to have this or this. It becomes I can have this and this and this. And it's thinking more of it's not the or, it's the and. I said that backwards. It's thinking more of a way where everything is more grand instead of limited.
Well, you've inspired me to go make a mushroom steak right now.
Oh, yes, marinate it, spice it up, and sear it, baby.
Thank you so much. This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's do lunch. Serving up conversations with chefs, winemakers, and celebrities. Wining and dining, Robin Milling delivers the dish to you.